Hey guys, it's me Marty, and here in Louisiana it is the wonderful time of the year, Mardi Gras. You can see I have on my WrestleMania in New Orleans shirt. It is the Mardi Gras colors. Today on this tutorial we are going to use two palettes. I know I hate to use two palettes, but I didn't have a choice. I couldn't get the perfect purple, green, and gold without mixing and matching, but they are from the same brand. So I did use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette as well as the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette to create this purple, green, and gold, very festive, very fun Mardi Gras look. So before we get too deep into this Mardi Gras makeup tutorial, if you have not yet, please subscribe to this channel, and also you can like this video unless you want to wait till the end, in which case you could do that there. But if you're ready to join the glam fam, we would love to have you. And if you want to see how I got this look, you can just keep on watching. Thanks. Welcome to Glam with Marty. So we're going to start off with the Riviera palette just for one shade, just for our purple shade. Then after we're finished with that, we are going to transition into the Prism palette, which is our second one, which is where we're going to get our beautiful green and gold. So we're going to start with purple in the crease. I do this time, and this may be the first time ever, I do have a pretty clear idea of what it is that I want to do today as far as Mardi Gras is concerned. So maybe I'll use their brush. So in the beautiful Riviera palette, we are going to be using the shade Con, which is right here, like Con France. Colors of Mardi Gras are purple, green, and gold, and it's not like kind of purple, kind of green, or whatever. It's a straight up, bold, loud purple. Think LSU, like our Tigers. So that's kind of our, we want to do Con. We want a straight up, not a raisin, not a pink, straight up bold royal purple. So which is actually where that comes from. If you don't know anything about Mardi Gras, that's where the idea comes from. So I'm going to use the brush that actually came with it, and I'm going to use the smaller part, and I'm going to dip into Con. I'm going to start placing that in the crease. We want to get a good bit because, again, we don't want any confusion of what color this is. We need purple, and this one is kind of blotchy right now. I always say blotchy. I believe the correct term that the makeup artists use is patchy. It's a little bit patchy right now. So that thing. Oh, I forgot tape. Hold on one second. Girl, thank God I didn't fan that mug out yet. Like, we have to do tape this time because I want the idea of this look to be kind of like a Mardi Gras mask. Like those beautiful feather. I wore one last year on my tutorial, so I'll put a card for that up there if y'all want to see it. But like a really traditional, beautiful masquerade kind of mask, which is the theme I wanted to go with this year, because last year it was kind of bold, but I want this one to be really out, blown out, kind of winged out look. All I did was like create the slant that I want to create with the makeup, and I'm just going to do it that way because it's a lot easier than trying to go back in and clean it up and everything, and I can really get the bold look that I want. So all I did was take Con, and I started more in the middle of the crease, and I just fanned it out, and I did the little swoop at the end just to make that wing. I don't know the professional term, the swoop. And then I'm going to blend it out a little tiny bit with this brush here. And again, this is the brush that came with the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. It comes with like every palette, I think, comes with this brush. And some people hate these brushes. I don't mind them. They're decent. They're not my favorite. And I'm going to go in with Coastline actually to kind of blend this out a little bit at the top. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Coastline on the other side of that brush. And I just want to buff that out just a little tiny bit on the top, just so we don't have such a harsh line. So yeah, so last year Mardi Gras was actually kind of the start of, you know, the situation we're in right now that I can't mention, that I can't talk about on YouTube. And I don't know why. I don't exactly know why, but YouTube doesn't like you speaking about that. Maybe because I'm not Dr. Fauci. But that was actually kind of the beginning of everything, was Mardi Gras last year, because that's why New Orleans was such a big hotspot, was because so many people come from all over the world to participate in Mardi Gras. So Louisiana, and especially New Orleans, was like a really big red zone right when all of this started, because of the fact that so many people went to Mardi Gras in New Orleans, which happens every single year, but we just didn't know what was coming. And had we have known, because I went to a Mardi Gras parade last year. It was actually my first time in a long time going to a Mardi Gras parade because I felt well enough to go this time. And when I did go, had I known what was going on, I would not have participated. But we didn't know that it was going to be as big as it is now. So, you know, just crazy that Mardi Gras is canceled this year. Like, I thought this was going to last till maybe like July, but here we are a year ago when all this happened, and here we are again this year dealing with the same thing, and it's put a damper on Mardi Gras, which sucks because, like, Mardi Gras, like, for Louisiana, it's like our time to really go and get rid of everything from the last year because it's kind of at the beginning. It's usually February or March. So it's like your kickoff to release everything and just relax and chill out and just have as much fun as you possibly can. And that's gone now. Like, we have a, let me keep working. Well, all right, guys, switching over to Miss Prism palette, which also has her own little mini brush. They go in the little well right here. And I'm going to go with Obsidian just because I want to deepen that crease just a little tiny bit before I start carving it out. And Obsidian is this really beautiful deep matte black because I want that crease to be cut like really boldly where you can really see what's going on. So I'm going to put that right here. NYX crease brush. You knew she was going to make an appearance at some point. So yeah, so like last year when we figured out what was going on, literally right after Mardi Gras, everybody went on lockdown, and it was really quite crazy. It was insane. And again, I just didn't think that, like, back then, I didn't know people were going to refuse to wear masks. I didn't know that people were going to choose to pretend like this isn't going on. And I'm going to also drag that in a little bit to my lid. Just a tiny little bit. Because I'm going to carve out the front of my lid. I really want the front of my lid to pop. So I want to make sure that there's a little bit of this dark Obsidian and some of Con. Okay, so again, guys, just like in the Valentine's Day tutorial, I'm going to take that Too Faced Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. I have the shade Light to Medium, and I'm going to use that to kind of carve out my lid. As I said last time, I've been doing this method more than the milk because it just makes it pop a little bit more. Also, it doesn't mess up as I'm going through it. Like, the skin tone, after a while, it starts to separate, and it gets really weird from NYX. So I don't know if that's all concealers or if that's just this one. This is actually the first concealer I've used to carve out my lid, and I really like it. So all I'm gonna do is that my lids have taught me because they're like, girl, we're not doing this. I just put a little bit on my eye, and then I look up, and it'll transfer. So see how it did that? So I put a little bit on my lid, and then I look up, and then it'll transfer to where your crease will be. So I know that my carve out doesn't look that great, but it doesn't really matter that much. You just want to get that clean line right here for where our gold is going to be. So anyway, yeah, like we have this Mardi Gras festival that we do every year at the Cajun Dome, and like in Lafayette, where I'm from, is like a little bit smaller of a lot smaller of a celebration than New Orleans. There is nowhere like the celebration in New Orleans for Mardi Gras. But like when Hurricane Katrina happened and everybody had to leave New Orleans, and New Orleans was out of commission for so long, Lafayette became like the second Mardi Gras because it's a pretty big city, you know, compared to other little places in Louisiana. And again, I'm going to just put my concealer on there, and then I'm going to look up so that it can set its own crease. I've just came to terms with like not fighting my eye. I already know it's going to transfer. I'm getting older, so the elasticity is not there that used to be there, and my eye is going to crease, and it will do whatever it wants. So I just stop fighting it. I'm like, girl, that festival is not happening this year, and I am 34 years old. 33. I always say I'm the wrong age. I am 33 years old, and as long as I've been alive, I don't ever remember not having that festival. So passing by the Cajun Dome, which is our stadium here where the Raging Cajuns play and all that, and like all of the country concerts come here, and like Raw is there, which I've talked about before, my WWE pass. I'm actually wearing my WrestleMania 34 shirt today because it was Mardi Gras colors. It's always at the Cajun Dome, and the big fair is usually there too. And this year, it's just like barren, and it's so weird passing there knowing that Mardi Gras is that close, and you don't see the Ferris wheel, you don't see it's crazy. It really is crazy. And I did see on the news that they are doing some Mardi Gras celebrations. I don't know what idiot is going to that, but I mean, the way it's been going, it'll probably be a couple people, but I can guarantee you, you won't see this one there. I'm not going to be contributing to the spread of this. is crazy. And I feel like the more I see people still going out and doing things, I understand it's Mardi Gras, and I understand it's really, really hard to take that from us, especially when we had such a hard year where this year should have been, this time Mardi Gras should have been huge this year because we all need to blow off so much steam. I get that, but the thing is, the more we're going out and the more we're acting like this doesn't exist, the longer we're going to be in the position that we are in. So I don't know. I'm not going to anything. I'm doing this. This is going to be my celebration. I'm sure my family and I will be king caking because, like, you can't take the king cake away from us. Like, we can still eat king cake at home with a limited amount of people. But I really, really fear, guys, that we're going to be stuck in this a lot longer than we want to be because of the fact that no one is taking this seriously. I'm going to now use Throne, which is this beautiful, rich, 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 rich green. Perfect, perfect Mardi Gras green. And I'm going to use that in the middle of my eye, like between where we put obsidian. Look at that, so gorgeous. And then we're gonna put the gold on top of that. I mean, not on top, but in front of that. So just to get our gold green here. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah, and then like today when I'm shooting this is the day after the Super Bowl, which I don't even want to get into that. Y'all know my feelings on that if you have not followed my Instagram by now to know my opinions on Tom Brady. I saw so many people yesterday just acting like the Super Bowl didn't exist. And I was kind of annoyed because it was people I knew that, like, I know y'all know better. So why are y'all doing this? And I'm just going from, like I said, it's about the half of my lid, packing that green on. So y'all see our purple and green. And now we're going to go in with our gold. So for gold, I'm going to go with Pyramid, which is also in the lovely palette. I'm going to go in with gold here. I'm going to flip that over so that I can use the other side of it. And if it's not as gold as I want it to be, I'll wet the brush. But I never really have too many problems with Pyramid. And I'm just going to pack that in on that inner. It's not quite as pigmented as I want it to be. So let me go grab a setting spray. I'll be right back. So I have grabbed the Tarte Double Duty Shape Stay Spray. And the reason I chose this one is because it's not a dewy finish or a matte finish, so it's just going to, whoops, it should just stick. That's all I want it to do is stick. I don't need it to be matte. I don't need it to be, you know, I don't need it to be matte. I don't need it to be dewy, and I love the way it smells. It's a really good scent. People slept on that spray. Like, I don't hear anyone talk about it, but it's a really, really good setting spray. Whoop, yeah, that's some color. Okay, so here we are. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, much better. You see our rich, pun intended, rich gold. So, anyway, yeah, so I don't know. Like, I don't want to be the party pooper, but, like, I don't know what else we need to know that we can't, like, it's not over. Like, I don't know where people are getting this from. And I can tell you, like, I know people are like, the vaccine, but the thing is, not these people I'm talking about, they didn't get no vaccine. I know they didn't. So why are y'all out, like, celebrating the soup? Like, do you have time? And I was really upset with, like, how many celebrities and stuff were posting online how they were, you know, just at these Super Bowl parties. And I'm like, did I miss the announcement that we were out of this? Because I thought the announcement was going to be louder than, you know, Cardi B sitting in a press box, that we're in the clear and everybody can go back to their normal life now. Because I swear to God, every time I leave my house, I still need to have on a mask. So why are we acting like this is over? It's not over. And like I said, it really disappointed me because it was a lot of people that I know personally, that I'm friends with, and I'm like, I can't support you anymore or back you for stuff when you're running around like, I don't, like, really? That, like, you don't even know a first, anyway, that's I'm not even going to get into that, but it's, if you can't tell, I'm quite annoyed by it because it makes absolutely no sense to me that people are just acting like we're in the clear and we're so far from it. So far from it. So, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to go back in with Obsidian, this black color here. And I want to kind of sharpen up my crease just a little bit. Because after applying our color, I feel like it's not exactly. Yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, so we see how sharp Those lines are, we see our gold, our green, our purple. I do want to use Lucid here, which is this beautiful white shade right here in the corner. It's like a silvery white shade, like a warmer silvery white shade. And I want to put that in my brow bone. I do want to blend this a little tiny bit, so I'm going to go with, this might be a little big. Let me just use, I'll try this one. Let's see. I'm going to close both of these for a little while. I'm going to do our liner and start our lashes. We're not going to do all of it, but we're going to start our lashes. So for eyeliner, I'm going to use, and I use this in most of my looks, the Inglot liner gel, eyeliner gel in AMC. So this is the Inglot liner. I got it at Macy's on some kind of sale. I don't know what, but some kind of sale. And so I'm going to use my Japanese eyeliner brush right here to just dig a little bit out. I mean, with this stuff, y'all, a little goes a long way. I like this for if I'm making a thicker line, just because it's really, really smooth. It goes on great. It lasts a really long time. Like when I'm taking my makeup off, it takes forever to get this stuff off. So if you're going somewhere where you're going to be, had we not been in the situation we're in and you're going out to parades, when you're out there, it's February, so sometimes it can be kind of blustery. The wind will be blowing in your eye. It's not going to go anywhere. So I'm just tracing my lash line with it. This is another reason that I'm using the tape, because when we get to the end, we don't have to try to flick off a wing. Because if y'all have not noticed with this camera, it is very difficult for me to apply anything that has to go on really smooth on the eye, because I can't hold my eye like I usually do. Because of the way the camera is laid out, it's just really hard for me to flip everything backwards, because of my viewfinder right here, I can't really go back and forth with it. So instead, I'm just going to have to try to do my best and use a little Japanese brush. And I'm really just following the line of the makeup, just so that when I do take this off, the tape off, it'll give one clean line with the tape. That's the plan anyways. When we pull this off, it's going to make a really pretty just whoosh line where we have our why did I do that? I accidentally threw this brush into dimension. So there's going to be a big silver. I'm going to have to wash this off. There's no way that's going to work. Hold on. Taking a little more of that gel liner so that I can get it really dark and really pigmented. And again, this, and I said this last year, but this tutorial of all of the ones I do is most important to me because of the fact that it is region specific to us here in Louisiana. I'm not saying that anybody else can't do it, but it's just like, oh, Christmas, everyone is Christmas. Valentine's Day, everyone is Valentine's Day. And while they are important to me and my family and my heritage and my life and how I grew up, it's really, really important to me. So I really, really like doing a Mardi Gras tutorial every year. So that's, if there's one thing I do every year, I really want it to be the Mardi Gras tutorial, because it's, like I said, it really means the world to me that, you know, really no one else can, not no one else, but no other region can really, really, you know. Those that did not know, Mardi Gras actually did not even start in Louisiana. It started in Alabama, but I think we all know where it was popularized and where it became, you know, Mardi Gras. It's no secret that it was, you know, most people are not passing on New Orleans Mardi Gras to go to Birmingham Mardi Gras, you know what I mean? Not that it's a, I'm not making a competition, but I just, you know, I feel a special ownership over this particular holiday because it's so personal to us, you know. All right, so we are done with our liner now, which is looking pretty good. I like the way this looks. So now I'm going to go in with a coat of mascara. We're not going to get too into mascara because we're using lashes, but I just want to coat my lashes before I put falsies on. So, all right, for mascara, I don't like to use one of my super expensive, really great mascaras if I'm going to wear lashes because it doesn't really matter that much. I'm going to use this Jasmine LaBelle Volumizing Mascara. Actually, this came as a gift from my aunt who gave me this and an eyelash curler for Christmas, and it's so sweet because she doesn't have to give me anything, but she always makes it a big deal to get Christmas gifts and present them and everything. And it just means so much to me. And she got me something really cute to use on my channel, which is that curler that I'm going to show y'all in a second after my lashes are dry. Because I really want to do an entire eye tutorial for Mardi Gras with you guys. So Just doing what I always do with lashes. I'm going to roll it down at the base to get the most product, and then I'm going to wiggle it up. That's what I always do. I do the same thing with my lashes all the time, and I've done this since I was in high school, maybe. Oh, let's actually take off the tape together so we can see what it looks like. Yep, there we go. That's pretty. That's a good little line right there. Okay. So the other side now. This is pretty. It looks like king cake. Okay, so I'm going to go do some more of my look, and then I'll come back to do the under eye look with you guys. Let me go start getting this together. Be right back. Okay, guys, so I am back with a few slightly noticeable differences, as in my skin looks way different than it did before. I have most of my makeup done, and I'm back to kind of wrap it up with you guys. So first, before I do anything else, I would like to comb through and curl my lashes now that my mascara has dried. I did my mascara with you guys at first, the first coat. So I'm going to now go ahead and comb and curl them, and then second coat, let that dry before we do our falsies. So, okay, so I have my Prism palette again because I need the mirror. I don't have a little mirror, so I'm going to just use this instead. This little Paris Hilton eyelash comb, I know I've talked about it before, but I just have to talk about it again. It is such a good product to have, such a good little tool. So just look down. It just really is good to separate your lashes again. Much better, in my opinion, than any spoolie, because it's a little steel comb. So it really gets through if you're like me and do a bunch of different coats of mascara. A really good thing. It's one of the better finds I've ever found, and I think I got it at like Ross. Whew. And for a complete list of everything I used today, including what I used off camera, you can check out the description below and also the corresponding blog post, which I'm also going to go ahead and link below if you need to see. This is my NYX, I believe it's called a slanted eyeliner brush, so it's pretty, it's not super duper dense like my Morphe, and I'm using this one because I'm going to be using so I'm going to be going in with Throne using this little eyeliner brush, and I'm going to just kind of cover Throne with it, and I'm going to push Throne right into my lower lash line, just so we have a pretty cool looking, you know, stamp of green. Now you could do this same thing with a green eyeliner. I actually have a couple I could have used, but I wanted it to be a little bit smokier, so I didn't want to do just that fine line of eyeliner. I wanted a little bit of a more smoked out situation going on here. And I'm just connecting. I'm pulling it out a little bit at the end so that it connects to that wing. So I want to meet the wing so that it has a nice, and then it looks like it's finished. So here we are so far. It's coming out very good. I'm enjoying it. You can see the smile on my face. I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to go in with Lucid, which I used as a brow highlight earlier. And I'm going to pop that right into my tear duct. You could have also used the gold for this, but I'm going to do a gold highlighter. So I don't want so much gold. I mean, I already got a good bit, so I don't want to go, you know, too crazy. Where's she at? Real quick, just to finish off the eyes part of this, before I put like lashes and crap on, I'm going to use the NYX Cosmetics Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk, which you guys, if you've been on here for a good while, y'all know I use Milk a lot. And I'm going to use that to line the inner rim of my eye. When my eye is this heavy, I like a really light rim on the inside. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just lining my waterline with that. It just really opens the eye up. You see the difference between this one and this one? That white eyeliner just opens the eye so much. Now the thing with this white eyeliner deal is it's good on camera and in photos, but sometimes in person it looks a little off-putting. It looks a little weird. It doesn't look bad, but it just looks different. Like your eye is so open, it's almost like you're walking like this if you're doing it in person. So I suggest it for, you know, editorial, taking pictures, whatever, but I don't know about it so much for like everyday life. Like I don't know if I do this for work, but going out, you know, something you're doing a little extra poppy pop, then I'm down for that. Oh, that's better. So I'm going to go back in with that same mascara I used a little earlier, and I'm going to coat my bottom lashes with it. Because again, we're doing falsies, so we don't need to be crazy with our top lashes. But when you do falsies, if you don't do anything on the bottom, your bottom almost kind of disappears. And since we already have that big green swath, I want to do a little something on the eyelid. I mean, on the bottom lashes. Now for one of my favorite things. Y'all should know what it is by now. We are going in with some blinding highlight. So this is the highlight I decided to use today. It is the Colored Rain, which is an amazing brand. If you haven't heard of Color Rain, check them out. I really, really like their products. Everything is super pigmented. This I actually got as an Ipsy product, like it came in an Ipsy bag, and I've gotten a couple of like eyeshadows from them, and this highlighter and a few other things that I just have always been. It's like their stuff is a pow. Like if you're kind of shy and want a more demure look, might not be the product for you because they are always up in your face. So this is the Focal Point Glow Lighter in Your Treat. This is what it looks like. I can open it. Okay. Beautiful gold. A little upset it doesn't have a mirror, but that's okay. I have my palette with me, so it's all good. Okay, yeah, we don't need to wet it. It is just as I said. This brush is actually a Japanese blush brush, but I just loved it so much for highlighter. Like as soon as I bought it, I was like, I'm using that as highlighter. I'm not going to use it as a blush brush. Last but not least, I'm going to go with the Kylie Cosmetics Lip Kit in the shade One Wish. It is a matte liquid lipstick. Now, I know what I just said about, earlier about people not respecting the situation we're in right now in the world that I can't say. And I know that Kylie has been very guilty of breaking that protocol multiple times. However, this is the only lip that I thought would really go with this look tonight. So I didn't really have that much of a choice in it. And honestly, if I had to stop wearing makeup from everyone who did something wrong with COVID protocol, I don't really know what I would be able to wear. So unfortunately, I do have to go with One Wish, which I haven't worn in quite some time. It's a very pretty lip kit though. Very, very, very neutral. Very nude. So since this eye look is so bold and so bright, I don't want to do a super bright lip. So we're going to go with something tried and true that is a really good quiet nude, and we're going to go with One Wish. I'm just using the liner first to outline the lips. Not going to overline. Most of y'all already know I don't usually overline my lips. Which I guess is kind of funny that she named it One Wish considering, you know, Ray J, if y'all remember that song. I know it looks a little light right now. It definitely will dry down to a really pretty nude. Turn on the light. So this is where we are right now. It looks really, really good so far. So I'm going to go and finish up my look, and I will be back to wrap up this tutorial with you guys. Alright, you guys. So thank you so much for joining me for my second annual Mardi Gras tutorial. Reminder, we did use the two palettes from Anastasia Beverly Hills. We used the Riviera palette as well as the Prism palette to create this purple, green, and gold Mardi Gras look. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you guys learned something from this tutorial. Again, I know that we're not having our traditional Mardi Gras this year, but I figured this could at least give us some kind of little celebration to do together and kind of feel the spirit of Mardi Gras without the throw me something Mr. Mardi Gras sucks. I know it's really messed up, but it is what it is. So thank you guys so much again for joining me. If you want to see how I style any of these other makeup looks, more of my beauty content, just new stuff, styling my house, home decor, makeup, deals of the day, all that stuff can be found on my Instagram, which you can find right here. And if you want to see other stuff, including my Super Bowl conspiracy, check that out on my Twitter page as well as on my personal Instagram, but mostly my Twitter page. Also, you can stay tuned to that for when I post new videos. I'll see y'all next time. You want to get glam, if you want to come over here and get glam with Marty. See y'all next time. Bye.